Hi, my name's George and I'm the Wilder Communities Officer for Derbyshire Wildlife Trust. I'm out in here in my garden today to talk to you about our 15 ways to reduce flooding toolkit as part of a series of videos that we're putting together to talk to you about our Derwent Connections project and simple steps that can be taken to help reduce flooding. So one of the first and easiest steps we would like to talk to you about in our booklet is grow, don't mow, and that is simply allowing your grass to grow longer rather than cutting it down. So as you can see here on this patch, we've decided to not cut the grass regularly, really, not cut it at all actually this year, and just let it grow longer. This has the benefit of absorbing much more water up out of the garden, but also making a better habitat for insects, because other flowers and stuff can start to appear through. Even better, if you have the space, is to plant a patch of wildflowers like we have here. So in this we've put a native wildflower mix, which includes things like clover, yarrow, teasel, lots of things in there that are great for pollinators. But if you don't have the space for something like this, you could plant a few wildflower seeds in a pot. So a great way to reduce water absorption all year round and to improve your garden for wildlife is to have a good mix of plants. So as you can see, we've got the wildflower patch, which is great for pollinators, but we've also tried to plant plants in our garden that are good for birds as well. So we've got lots of berries and then lots of other things that attract in food sources for birds. So it's great to have a good diversity, but as you can see, we've got quite a lot of hard surfaces in our garden. So what we tried to do is place raised beds and lots of plots on our hard surfaces to try and absorb the water, because it'll just run off our patio, off the patio areas. So what we tried to do is put in big plants and big beds that will absorb that water. So hedges are a better choice to have in a garden or on a plot of land, as they absorb more water, absorb more carbon and heat, and also can create a good habitat for wildlife. If you're in a house like ours where you can't replace the fences, it's a good idea, as we have in our garden, to plant stuff alongside the fences to act as a little bit of a hedge. So we've planted lots of plants that grow berries, which are good for wildlife, but also look nice against the fence. So a great idea that will help reduce flooding by absorbing water from your garden, but also reducing food miles, reducing the use of pesticides that get into local water sources, and also providing you with a good source of organic food, is growing your own veg. So in this garden, in our raised beds, we've grown a mix of different vegetables. So we've got beans, peas, tomatoes, peppers, all things that we like to eat. But you don't always have to have big raised beds like these, as plants do well in smaller pots like this as well. So you can use any space available to do this. So one final idea we'd like to discuss that you can do in your garden to help reduce flooding is to plant a tree. So in our garden, because we had a little bit of space, we've managed to put in a tree, and we chose to put in an apple tree because then we'll get fruit from it. But you can also put trees in pots like this. So if you don't have the space to plant a big tree in your garden, you can get a nice variety that grows in a pot like this. So this is a small dwarf pear, this one. I hope you've been inspired to take some actions in your garden. Even if you can only do one of the simple ideas found in the booklet, that'll make a difference. Follow the link at the end of this video to find a PDF version of our toolkit.